Okay. We see a lot of things are happening in the world, you know. The rise of anti-Semitism, hatred, so on and so forth. We see some, it's fine, feel comfortable. We see some injustices happening in the world, some ugly things happening in the world. What was that? I don't have to worry about it. I have nothing to worry about. Because it's not me. And you could not be more wrong than that. If you look at the world and you see whatever you see, there's a reason for that. Because somebody made it. And whoever made it is you, us. You made it. You're a part of the world. You don't live on an island, isolated. You live in society. We made it. So therefore, you cannot say, oh, those things don't apply to me. They don't mean anything to me. It's not me. No, it is you. When we see selfishness in the world today, we see all the things that bring what people go to war about, which is jealousy and animosity and hatred and all these things. These are all reflections of ourselves as well, because all those qualities exist within us as well. And I and you and so on and so forth, all of us make that what we call our society, our world. So it's a reflection of us. It's like we are the cells in the body. Yes, there are some beautiful things that are happening in the world. And yes, there are very ugly things that happen in the world. You might have certain parts of your body that function, and you might have certain parts of your body that don't function, but you cannot separate them. So, okay, my brain is working, but my heart is not. So I'm okay, I don't have to worry about it. No, you have to worry about it. You have to worry about it if you have an ingrown toenail. It's a whole universe. So what am I supposed to do? Well, one thing you're supposed to do is not to sit there idle. And the work has to start, and it has to start with you. You have to change. You have to transform yourself. So how do I transform myself? Well, one thing is to really observe all these things in you, all your thoughts, all your ideas, in a non-critical way. To ask yourself, where is this coming from? Why am I feeling that? And we spoke about it many times. Let's say a person has a desire, for whatever desire there will be, or he feels a certain feeling, anger. So stop 1 second. Don't beat yourself. Oh, I'm a Rasha, I'm a Bez. No. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's not the way to go. Because then if you're going to keep saying to yourself, I'm a Rasha, I'm a bad guy, I have Yetzer Hara, I can't control it, then you're going to say, you know what, there's really nothing I can do about it. No, I can't tell you. It's like the Christians, you know, I'm ultimately bad from birth, and there's nothing I can do about it. So let me just continue. That's not the way of Judaism. A person needs to look at himself and contemplate. And says, where is this coming from? To engage yourself in an intellectual conversation with yourself, examining where those things are coming. Why am I such an angry person? What is it in me? Be your own psychologist or therapist. Ask yourself, why am I so lazy? Don't say, oh, I'm lazy, I'm a bad guy. Why am I? The tikkun has to come from that. You need to be able to fix yourself, to fix the world. It is our watch now. And if we see, for example, certain bursts of anti-Semitism, maybe it's because we are all, I didn't say that we are anti-Semitic, but maybe we are also, it's a reflection of who we are. And these are processes that happen within ourselves. Maybe we're also a bit racist towards other people. So now it's against us, so now we cry. But what happened when you're racist about this person, or racist about that group, or or intolerant of other people. So people are intolerant of you because it's all a reflection. You apply a force, it bounces back at you. You don't live in a vacuum. So it's all a reflection of us. Whatever we put out in the world, we present out in the world, that's what it is. However, when it comes to the Jews, everything is much more magnified. It's in a totally different scale. And the question is why? Why is this that it happens? It's very simple. There's a story in the Gemara about a goy that came to Shammai. He said to him, "Yo, Shammai!" Shammai said, "Yeah, what do you want?" "I want you to teach me the whole Torah on one leg." Okay, it doesn't mean that he expected Shammai to be Karate Kid, instead of one leg and explain the Torah like this. That's not what we're talking about. But in one leg, tell me briefly the whole Torah. Shammai said, "Get out of here." Swung something at him and threw him out of there. Like, "Are you crazy? Look at this. How many books we have here? We didn't even scratch the surface of works that were written on Torah. It's endless. How can I tell you? Don't waste my time. Get out of here." So he went to Hillel. So Hillel said to him, "Teach me the whole Torah on one leg." So what did Hillel say to him? What? No, he did not tell him that. He did not tell him, "Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha." He told him something else. He told him in Aramid. He told him, whatever is hated by you, don't do to your friend. Don't do to others. In other words, whatever you hate that people do to you, don't do to others. Excuse me, so the famous question is, why did Hillel tell him that? Why didn't Hillel tell him, "Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha"? After all, it's a mitzvah mideoraita, right? It's very simple. I heard a very nice shot on the matter from years ago from Rabbi Ben Chaim. He said the following. He said, the guy who came to him was a Jew. Was a goy. He is not able, a goy, a Gentile, is not able to grasp, and I'm not saying that a Gentile is not able to love. That's not what we're talking about, love here. But the concept of what is expected of a Jew is impossible for the goy to understand because he didn't get that commandment initially. So it will be impossible for him to understand what does it mean, "Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha." But it's very obvious that he'll understand. Listen, you don't want to get whacked. Good, so don't whack others. You don't want people to speak about you. So don't speak about others. That's very simple to understand. A goy could relate and understand to that. But why is it that he can't? What's the inyan here? It's very simple. The first mitzvah that we have to do as adults is Kriyat Shema. And in Kriyat Shema, there is a commandment. The first commandment in Kriyat Shema that we have is to love God. Ve'afta, and you should love God. So the whole concept of Kriyat Shema and doing the whole mitzvot, whether it's Ve'afta et Hashem Elokecha and Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha, the same Ahavta, is all about that. That's why when a Jew does not love, in other words, does not see himself as an integral part of the other, but rather as a separate entity, he cannot fulfill the Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha, because we're two different individuals, we're not one body. Therefore, he cannot understand what does it mean to love God, because he sees himself as two separate entities, God and him as separate entities, not as one entity trying to work together to fix this world. As a result of that, you violated the whole Torah, or on the other hand, you could fulfill the whole Torah just by doing one thing. And that's the whole issue. We came here to this world to fix this world. Our job here as messengers of God is to fix the world. To be partners in God, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in fixing the world. And we are not doing that. You cannot do so when you have all those bad qualities in you that derive from from a very dark place of you, of hatred. Why do you hate? Why do you hate someone? Because you don't see him as a part of you. You don't see this person as a chelek Eloah mimad, as a divine part that they come from God down to this world. You see him as a different entity. You live like an animal. Why are you jealous? Because I don't believe that God gave him what he has. I believe he got it and I want it. So you don't believe in God. So you see that all the bad qualities come to you from not realizing God in the world, not willing to change the world, not willing to do letaken olam b'malchut Shaddai, to fix this world in the world of God. As a result of that, we have the world the way it is. You cannot go ahead and change the world. When we say letaken olam b'malchut Shaddai, to fix the world, we spoke about it many times before. It means that we are a part of the world. We are separated in terms of designation of job that was given to us as Jews. But we are part, we're not aliens, we're humans. We are part of this world. And if those bad things happen in the world, it also means that they happen in a reflection of it in us as well. Don't think that you are separate from this world. Your job is to be me'urav im habriot, to be with the people, to be able to influence them, to be able to engage in an intellectual reasoning, and a positive intellectual reasoning of, we don't need this, let's get along, let's do things, let's work things, let's become positive. Let's remove from our heart jealousy, sin'ah, kin'ah, tacharut, competition that is to destroy the others. And we spoke about it previously. The competition that we're talking about, that it's good, is not to I succeed and you fail. We're both going to succeed. My success is not dependent on your failure. My success is dependent on my sincerity to help you as well. This is success. Jewish terminology of success is different than the world outside. And this is our job. So if you see things of waves of anti-Semitism coming to the world, it's not time to just panic. Yes, always have your passport as a Jew, and it has nothing to do with being a Holocaust, Jew and so on and so forth. As a Jew, you always have to have a valid passport. Always. Second thing, as a Jew, before that, before having a valid passport, as a Jew, never fall in love with your house. Never fall in love with your possessions. Never. You don't want your house to turn into your coffin. So never fall in love with it. If time to go, time to go. But in order to go, you need a passport. In order to go, as a Jew, you always need a certain amount of cash to the side, that if you need to run somewhere, you can buy yourself a ticket and go. As a Jew, you need also to learn how to protect yourself. But the best protection is not to fight. Is to get to a state of, we don't need to use arms and guns and fighting, is to make things better. And how are we going to make it better? By serving as a model. By helping. Not becoming racist. There's a big disease, racism and hatred and animosity is a very bad thing. And it starts with you and it ends with you. And the only way to do so is to learn how to love, to accept, to appreciate, to understand that there's God out there and that is His will that we need to do in this world, not ours. And if we have a will, it should be God's will. Have a wonderful day. Love and peace for all.